Welcome to the Week in Review, the show that brings you up to date on the week that was. Here are the top stories. No end in sight for Kingfisher's troubles. Economic growth could pick up next fiscal. And Kapil Sibal calls for regulations in social media. We begin with struggling carrier Kingfisher Airlines, which continues to face an uncertain future. About half the airline's fleet remained grounded through much of the week. And it wasn't just passengers that deserted Kingfisher, dozens of its pilots have quit. And some of the carrier's executives have told Mint its CEO Sanjay Agarwal plans to quit. But Chairman Vijay Mallya has insisted Agarwal is staying with Kingfisher. Of course, reports about a possible bailout loan for Kingfisher continue, but the airline's troubles worsened over another issue, that is taxes. The previous week, tax authorities froze some of its bank accounts over unpaid dues. Kingfisher has blamed the freeze for its cancellation. But while Kingfisher is still flying a handful of routes, safety concerns have cropped up. Aviation regulator DGCA says it's checking Kingfisher's fleet every day to ensure operational safety. DGCA says this is a preemptive move to ensure no accidents occur. And switching to telecom, a major foreign operator is fleeing India. On Wednesday, UAE-based Etisalat announced it was shutting down its Indian operation. But that wasn't all. The next day, it said it was suing its Indian joint venture partners from DB Realty. The company has gone to court against Shahid Balwa and Vinod Goenka over fraud and misrepresentation. Etisalat's exit comes soon after Norwegian firm Telenor announced it was exiting its own joint venture with Unitech that created local telecom outfit Uninor. Telenor has announced it will find a new partner and has already sued Unitech. Of course, this upheaval in the telecom sector comes after the Supreme Court cancelled 122 licenses over alleged irregularities. In other news, India's biggest mortgage lender is about to lose its biggest shareholder. The Citigroup has decided to sell its entire stake in Housing Development and Finance Corporation or HDFC. Citi will sell 145.2 million shares, which is nearly 10% of HDFC's total equity. The sale is expected to raise between $1.86 and $2.07 billion. Citi's move comes as it scrambles to raise money so it can meet new Basel III requirements. HDFC says the share sale will not affect its operation since Citi was just a financial investor. Moving to other news, a top advisory panel expects India's economy to gather speed in the next fiscal, but only modestly. C. Rangarajan, the head of Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, says growth will pick up. But he's added that it remains dependent on external factors like the Eurozone crisis. The panel expects GDP to expand 7.5 to 8% during the fiscal 2012-13. Its estimate for the current fiscal year is 7.1%. Earlier, the government had estimated growth of just 6.9% in the current fiscal. Rangarajan's council said the recent easing in inflation will allow the Reserve Bank to loosen its monetary policy in the coming months. But it added that the government needed to rationalize the selling prices of petroleum products to cope with massive import bills and subsidy burdens. The council also said the government would need to focus on capacity addition, especially in sectors like coal, which are facing a supply crunch. And India's new economic indicator has made its debut. The Central Statistics Office released its Consumer Price Index, which is designed to reflect actual retail prices. The CPI for January stands at 7.65%. In comparison, the Wholesale Price Index for the same month was 6.55%. While consumer inflation is clearly higher than wholesale inflation, it clearly indicates an easing. The new CPI will have a base year of 2010 for the moment, but that will be changed to the fiscal 2011-12 as soon as the new consumer expenditure numbers come in. The Consumer Price Index will also have two separate indices for rural and urban India. Numbers released on Tuesday show the CPI rural stands at 7.38%, but the CPI urban is at a considerably higher 8.25%. And here are some stories in brief. Multi-Commodity Exchange's IPO was subscribed 53 times over by Friday. The offer was already fully covered a day before. MCX's IPO could raise up to 663 crores. IT and Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal says the internet needs to be regulated just like the print and electronic media. Sibal added that it was imperialism to say that a social media server not be subject to Indian law because it was based in the US. And finally, Tata Motors' small wonder, the nano car will soon hit the roads of Bangladesh. The company will introduce about 2,000 vehicles initially, which will be priced at 500,000 taka. And that's all we have for you. Thanks for watching.